Well, hi guys. It's a Sunday, nice easy Sunday. Cambridge, Wellingborough. I do like Cambridge, Wellingborough. The issue is it's a Sunday, so it's Sunday rate, and Cambridge, Wellingborough is a relatively short day. So it's one of those kinds of, I'm losing money. But then again, what is 8 hours Sunday rate compared to normal rate? Well, it's about 11 hours normal rate, so swings and roundabouts. It is annoying because I am losing money, but there we go. Just had a bit of a false start with that camera. It randomly shut itself down, so it's not looking good. It's looking like VO Movie K2s do have an underlying issue, which would be really annoying if that one starts going already, because the other one's lasted about 8 months. So yeah, it's a bit aggravating. But we shall see what happens. I may end up just biting the bullet and investing in a GoPro, because if I'm going to have to keep replacing cameras all the time, I might as well just take the expense straight off the bat and just deal with it. But we shall see, we shall see. But yes, one very quick thing for all you new guys, because I know nobody will ever tell you this. No one. And I don't know why. They'll think it's common sense, if that makes sense. But you can't have common sense unless you know what the common thing to do is. Today is May the 1st. Yesterday was obviously the 30th of April. So you put your card in and you want to backdate it, you know, give yourself that last 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, to round it up to the nearest hour, quarter, whatever it is you do. So you go in, put your card in, and you want to backdate it. Well, of course, you click on other work, don't you? Then you go OK to the date. It says 01, so you want to take that to 30. It won't go. So how do you do it? Simple. You press OK again to go to the month, and then you press down to knock it down to the 4th month, because obviously it will be the 01, 05, whatever. So you knock it down to 4, that will take you to the 30th, and then you carry on as normal. So if ever you want to backdate it and it's a new month and you took your card out the last month, you're in the new month, whatever, the only way you can go back is if you ignore the first date, i.e. the day, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever, go to the month and knock that down. So you knock it to the last month. That will automatically take you back to when you drew your card out, and you can carry on normally. But I just thought I'd let you know. I saw something rather interesting on the way to work. And now I don't ride a motorbike. I like them, and I have ridden them, but the reason I don't ride them is because at the end of the day, I know I'll kill myself on one. It's one of those moments of I've ridden them and I just thought, if I continue to do this, I'm not going to survive. So I decided not to. But there are certain things, obviously I do like motorbikes, so I do, you know, I do look at them, I do pay attention to them, whether they're V-twins or superbikes or whatever. Anyway, my favourite superbike is a Ninja, Kawasaki Ninja, and I'm driving down the M11 southbound, and this bike pulls up alongside me, and I can see Ninja. It's a red bike, and I can see Ninja in white. And I'm thinking, ooh, Ninja. So I have a look, and then my brain's like, that's not a Ninja. That really... And then I actually, you know, I see the bike. I actually look at the bike. I know he's there, but I actually, you know, look at the bike. And he's got an exceptionally interesting bike. He's got, wait for it, a Yamaha R1 Suzuki Ninja. That's what it says on his bike. The back has got the R1 and the Yamaha across the rear of it. The side has got Ninja with Suzuki. And I'm thinking, he's got to be a lone rider, because if you took a bike like that to a bike meet, show, whatever, you're going to get your ass handed to you on a plate. I can tell you here and now, I think it was a Gixxer 6. Looking at it, because obviously you've got all the bits and bobs going on, and I am driving at the same time. Looking at it, it looks like it's a Gixxer 6, a Suzuki GSXR 6. But according to what's on it, and all the decals and everything like that, it's a Yamaha R1 Suzuki Ninja. Interesting. I wonder if you've got Honda Hornet on the other bloody side. But yeah, he was one of those idiot riders as well. There's quite a bit of traffic. It's a bank holiday Sunday. And he's filtering, slowing down, going in between cars, and then going up on the rear wheel and dropping it back down, and going in between cars on the rear wheel and dropping it back down. He's one of those individuals. You know, it can't come soon enough kind of people, you know? Evolution needs to take control. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, because the bikers out there, as soon as I said what I said about the bike he was riding, supposedly, you're probably on the floor spitting out Cheerios at the moment. But if I'm lying, I'm dying. I swear it had Yamaha R1 Suzuki Ninja. Hey, what? And I know that was a 600, because there's that difference in tone, isn't there? There's a kind of more Yorkshire Terrier yippy to a 600 than there is the guttural kind of Alsatian bark to the 1000. And the sound of it with the race can on, it was a 600. And I'm sure, just thinking about the shape of it, the look of it, and the lights from what I can remember from the front of it, it was a Gixxer 6, I am certain of it. But yeah, some people just, you know, they don't have the common sense they're born with. In actual fact, I don't have a photo of it, obviously, because I was driving at the time, but if I've still got it, and I've got to have a shufty at this, don't know if I still have it. Can't remember whether I found it on Twitter or Facebook. I've got to have a shufty. Where did it go? Ah, yes, there it is. I'm going to put in a photo now. And this biker probably owns this particular car. Ready? Ding! That's a Rover. Look at it. Look at it. I mean, but people like that amuse me, because you just sit there and you think, what have you done with your life? I mean, what have you done? Muppet. I'm sure the guy who owns that bike owns that car. I put money on it. Or at least he owned that car at one point, probably did it to that car. Anyway, I'm going to test your observational skills. As you can see, I am in an Actros. I was in an Actros yesterday. Tell me, how do you know I'm not sitting in the Actros I was in yesterday? Let's see how good your observational skills are. Now, you could point that out, because that wasn't in the last one. But let's see how good your observational skills are. Other than that, how can you tell? What's missing? Because remember, when you start doing your checks of your unit, you have to check this particular item that is missing. And I know that camera's going to pick it up because it's in the same place I put it in the last one. So, have a quick think. Because I'm in an Actros, but I'm in a different one. See how good your observation is. Anyway, I am going to bugger off onto the road. I'm going to go find my trailer, and I shall see you on the road. I have my forward-facing one. Ooh, some spare batteries for it turned up, because my charger lead got broken. I have cats. And I was finding it very difficult to charge the camera. So I ordered another charger. But this particular kit was a charger with 2 spare batteries and a dock and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, you know what, sod it, I'll do that. So that turned up this morning, so that's at home on charge at the moment. My other half's at home, it's a Sunday. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, because I dare say you guys want to see the road ahead. And I shall see you in the next skit in a couple of seconds. Well, here we are on the glorious A1M North. What a lovely day. I do like bank holidays when the weather changes and gets nice, because you get all the classic car clubs come wandering out, all the classic cars start appearing back on the roads. Now I've said it, you won't see a damn one today, guarantee. The oldest one will probably be about 20 years older though. I'm going to do, because obviously I said a couple of vlogs ago that I was going to start changing my diet, start to try and lose weight. Well, the thing is, obviously I started this YouTube channel with the intention of, you know, showing you guys what to do. Well, after a while, you know, I've told you POA, I've told you brake, I've shown you how to put a card in, basics of reversing. There's only so much you can do, you know. And so what's going to happen? Well, obviously it's a case of, well, following my daily life driving. Here I go. But there are certain things, you know, I shouldn't keep saying, you know, I've got into a really bad habit recently. Driving me nuts. There are certain things that affect driving, or drivers, I should say. And one of the major concerns is health. Because when you think about it, drivers' bodies themselves are super lazy, if I can coin a phrase, a term. Now, I'm not saying that drivers ourselves are lazy. We live our lives how we live our lives, you know, we have all the bits and bobs everybody else has to do, but if you think about what I'm doing at the moment, I mean, look at me. Is my body under any kind of physical strain whatsoever? Is it exercising in any way, shape or form? No, it's not. And that's how it's going to remain for most of the day. I've got a little bit of load interaction when I get to Cambridge, but this is it. And the thing is, think about the food you get on the roadside, the burger vans, the service area food, all that kind of stuff. It's not exactly the most health conscious choice you can have. And so exercise is a big issue, because, you know, oh well, you should walk more, you should get out and run. Doing 48 miles an hour, I can run relatively quickly for my size, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go from a standing start to 48 quick enough to stop myself getting killed. And then of course there's the issue about where my truck's going to go. So, you know, it's all well and good having this, you know, I'll go for a cycle ride at the end of your shift. Yeah, if you live on the road, that's a bit difficult. There are some instances where, yeah, you can connect your bike up to the back of your wagon and, or your unit, and you'll have enough play between it and obviously the trailer. But what happens if you put a fridge box on? You don't have enough room anymore. So of course there's an issue there. And then of course, where do we park up? Well, you park up in a service station next to a motorway. That's a good idea to go wandering down a motorway, isn't it? Pedestrians in the road. Nino, Nino, Nino. Excuse me, sir. and then you're driven back under duress. And then of course you park up in parking bays alongside the road. Now if you're lucky enough and you can park up in the countryside, yeah, great, go for a waddle. But how often does that happen? It really doesn't. So what can we do? Well, the first step, and it's always been the first step, before you think about getting your exercise regimes and everything like that going, you've got to change your diet. You've got to start looking at food differently. And people sit there and say, oh well, eating healthy is so much more expensive. Well, it's not. I mean, maybe it's just the old farmhand talking. I don't know, but you can grow plants virtually sod all. And if you look at nature, plants grow almost anywhere. Oh, goody gumdrops. I'm doing 48. There's a Tesco guy. I'm catching him up. Oh, I'll start to indicate, see who's going to be polite. Goody gumdrops, there we go. Just go wandering past him, I shall wallop my speed up a little bit to get past him. There we go back down to my original cruising speed. But, you know, you've got to change your diet. Okay, I'm a big lover of burgers with fried onions, cheese, and oh yeah, all the lovely juicy stuff and the bacon sarnie. Yeah. This is the way forward, isn't it? Bacon sarnie. I wish I had the tent now. But you've got to try it, and you know, growing plants. There's oh, I can't remember the company that does it. I've seen the advert recently. Oh, sorry, last night. It's basically it's a seed in a pot. Seeds in a pot. You take the pot, you bung it in some compost, you add some water, and you leave it. That's it. And to be fair, that's all you really do with a seed anyway. You bung it in some compost, add a bit of water if it needs it. That's it. You get food. So eating healthily is not that difficult. You know, there's loads of different ways you can grow. You've got growing boxes if you live in a flat. You've got obviously small bits of garden land, all kinds of weird and wonderful things. And so you've got to try and change how you do things. Because think about it, every vegetable you eat on a regular basis, you can grow really easily in your back garden or in a window box. Anything. Literally, you don't have to stand over it. It's not like you're doing a weld or something like that. You don't have to be there the entire time. Bung it in there, add some water, leave it. Check it every so often, add a bit more water, maybe a bit of plant food or something like that. That's it. Done. And it grows, and it's ready, and you have food. And it costs you seeds. And I don't know about you, but a pack of seeds is cheaper than a Big Mac. It's not as instant. has to be mentioned. It's not as instant. So you've got to change your perception. Now, unfortunately for me, I've made the decision to start following my health, my weight. And I'll probably do a weigh-in on a Wednesday, you know, like my first day of a full week, if that makes sense, because I have Mondays and then Mondays and Tuesdays off. So Wednesday would always be my first day back after my days off. You know, I could do Tuesday, Wednesday, but I might as well keep it on a Wednesday. So I'll do a weigh-in like every Wednesday. I'll just mention it and see how it goes, because at the end of the day, how easy is it for somebody like myself who is... I don't like physical exercise. I can't stand it. I hated PE. I don't swim. Physical exercise just annoys me, irritates me. I really do not like it. You know, the only reason I was ever physically fit at any point in my life was because I was a farm labourer and it was my job. But I am the complete polar opposite. Oh, can you hear the rumble strips? I am the complete polar opposite of an athlete by a long stretch of the imagination. You know, you give me a choice between a very healthy, lovely chicken salad or KFC, I'm going to pick KFC. So I've got to change a heck of a lot about me. I've got to really alter my way of being in order to do this. And so I thought I might as well throw it in as a little bit of a side thing on my channel. So as you guys can see, just what happens. You know, what does just changing your diet do? Now obviously I'm going to have to start going for walks and using the cross trainer I bought. To be fair, I actually like rowing machines, so I might actually get myself one of those. And you can get one of those fold away little rowing machine things for about 89 quid off of Amazon at the moment. And you might sit there, you know, some of the healthier people, the gym bunnies, they'll go, oh, yeah, useless, they don't give you any resistance. Yeah, but if you're me, it's about getting your heart rate up. It's about giving yourself a bit more, you know, cardio than actual resistance. I'm not exactly Mr. Bleating Muscles, now am I? So if you're going to start out and you're a complete novice beginner, you're not really interested in it, then it doesn't really matter what kind of rowing machine you get, whether it's going to give you the Olympic style resistance or just a little bit of electro resistance that a tiny little electro magnet can create. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're getting your heart rate up and maintaining it, it's fine. Now, cross trainer, I made a mistake on that one. I shouldn't have bought it. I should have bought the rowing machine and then a cross trainer, or one of those core machine thingies, core workout, whatever things. For the simple fact that cross trainers are evil. They are just evil. If you're going to start out trying to get physically fit, do not start with a cross trainer. They are evil. Pure, unadulterated evil. No. Get yourself one of those static bikes or a rowing machine. Rowing machines are actually pretty good, and I actually enjoy them. Because with the rowing machine, it's a case of you can set your resistance. Okay, it might be beginner's resistance or intermediate at best, but you can give yourself a little challenge, 2,000 metres as quick as possible. Now at the kind of medium setting, last time I used the rowing machine, when I was actually going to the gym at one of the depots I work at, which I no longer do, because I don't go in that depot very often, I used to do 2,000 metres almost as quickly as the Cambridge and Oxford boat race guys could probably do it, or could do it. And it was a feeling of achievement. Now, okay, the Cambridge and Oxford guys in the boat race will then be on the most extreme setting you could imagine and be doing it at the same speed. There's no way I could ever do it at that kind of level. But it used to be a little win, you know. You used to look at it and go, oh, I've just done 2,000 metres in X amount of minutes. It doesn't matter whether it's on the beginning set or it's that little win. Cross trainers don't give you any of that. No win whatsoever, none. What Olympic sport is cross training? There isn't. What, you know, great British sport pastime between colleges or universities is there that is a cross training? Cross training. There isn't. So cross training, it's just you beating yourself, and that gets really boring. Because if you want to beat yourself, go slow one day and quicker the next. So I thought what I'd do, obviously because I can't just continually teach you about driving because there's only so much I can actually do. Obviously my channel's going to have to evolve and follow. If it's going to be a daily vlog, it's following, well, it's a daily vlog, isn't it? It's a bit like Trucker Josh. He doesn't just do trucking, he does his days off and bits and bobs like that. And his motorbike and getting rid of his truck and all that kind of stuff. So I might as well start doing things like that with my one. Now obviously at the moment I don't really have the money to invest in a restoration project. And that would be absolutely stupid with everything I've got going on. And everything else is just a bit, until I know where I stand with obvious things going on in my personal life, it's a bit divvy to try and start going into new aspects of earning potentials or bits and bobs like that, because if you don't know where you stand, you haven't got a solid foundation. But, you know, changing your diet, trying to get healthier, lose a bit of weight, you can do that anytime. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. And I'll most likely see you when I get to Cambridge to go through the street parts. Because I'm sure you guys like going through the street parts and seeing what's about, any more obstacles and whether people's parked too far out, too far in, whatever. So yes, I shall see you when I get to that point. Well, we're approaching that lovely place, part of Cambridge I always seem to go to. I thought I'd start from a red traffic light this time. Although I don't know, did I start from it last time? I can't even remember my own vlogs anymore. I've done so many of them. It's kind of becoming my thing, this now. It's a habit. It's a very strange habit to be in. let's see how many cyclists we see on the road today. Although it is a bank holiday weekend, Sunday, 1st of May. So May Day bank holiday. So chances are people are most likely going to be out at car shows and wine tasting clubs. I don't know. Pogo Stick Appreciation Society, I suppose. Well, pogo sticks on the mind, don't we? I've got a useless sense of balance, so pogo sticks to me do not mix. I go boing, fall, ow. Yes. It's quite easy, look. It's empty, it's over. Bumpy, bleeding road. Thing is, if I put the suspension right on the seat, that's what happens. Every time you hit a bump, tiny little bumps in the road, and I'm going to be going up, down, like that. If I click the suspension off, I stay steadier. I don't get shaken about as much. Now, for all you new guys, always watch this. The family on the bikes. There's 2 young kids there. Don't worry about the van guy. He's in a van. There's 2 young kids there. Probably haven't been riding without stabilisers for quite some time. So you're going along and you want to have your foot over that brake pedal. Because if you see them start to go, you know, notice them in your mirror, whatever, you hit that brake pedal. Because chances are they're too young to be able to save it. So that's a little tip for you, a little hint. If you're driving along and you see a family using the path as a cycle lane, which is what it's currently designed for, then be aware that the 2 young kids on those small bikes, I mean those small bikes when they first came along probably had stabilisers on them. So they haven't been riding without stabilisers for too long. As far as you're aware, it could even be their first official ride without them. So pay attention to them, and if you see them start to wobble or start to fall towards you, you hit that brake. The car behind you can go right up your rear end. It's their fault for being too close. Your wheel goes over that child, you've got to live with that. And you'll have done it right in front of the family as well. So always bear that in mind. Yes. Ooh, here we go, look at that. I've got a green! Come on! Oh, fun. Till your daddy takes some T-bird away. Why have I got that song stuck in my head? Leave! Alright. Now this one's a nice roundabout because the main road feeding onto that is back that way. And it literally is that way. So you've got to kind of look back on yourself. There you go. Oh, you're crossing your arms. Yes, I'm not on my test. I have my licence. I'm allowed to. Yeah, that made you use your lane a bit. That's the other thing. Cars have their own lane. Make them use it. Otherwise, you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Trust me. Not so much of an issue around this area, but you go to places like London, well, any city really, Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, London, Newcastle. You give people an inch, they will take a mile. So you just sit yourself there and you let them decide whether they want to live or die. Most of them will choose to live. You know, because that's kind of one of the rules I have when I'm driving. I give other road users 2 options. You can live or you can die. It is entirely up to you which one you choose. I'm going to be fine. Yes. Well, we have somebody who likes to do 24 miles an hour everywhere. Maybe they are looking for a street. You know, maybe their kids or relatives have moved to a new location than they're currently looking for it. So that's one thing you've got to always think of. Might be going slow because they're just really, really annoying like that. They're Sunday drivers. Or they could, most likely, lovely Aston Martin, they could most likely be new to the area, trying to figure out where a road is to visit relatives, or maybe they're new to the area. So always hang back. Don't get up their rear end thinking, come on, move, come on, son. Because if they are new to the area and all of a sudden they see the turning they need, they're probably concentrating solely on looking for the turning they need, not looking in their mirrors so they don't see you right up behind them. All of a sudden they see the turning, oh, got a turn, Doris! Hit the indicator, hit the brake, you're fully freighted, wallop. And the relatives they're going to visit will be going to Doris's funeral. So always remember that, always try and bear in mind that just because they're moving slow doesn't mean that they're trying to offend you personally. Now I can fit through that, so I'll do it slowly. Am I going to make the green or is it going to change? Oh, I made it! I made it! Here we go. Oh, that Fiat 500 is going to put himself right where I need to be. So that means I'm going to have to slow that down. And they don't know. They genuinely don't know. You can't get angry at them. They don't know that that's what you need to do. They're not professional drivers. They don't have a clue. So, now, obviously, nice sunny day. Coming down to the local shops. Kids in the playground. People with sound deadening headphones on. Oh, I'll just cross now. Wallop. Yeah, I nearly had that on a few occasions. People with sound deadening headphones walking along, mainly in London, it has to be said, although I don't really have any experience of other cities outside of that. But walking along, sound deadening headphones. Oh, I need to cross now, and they just walk out, and it's like, and you think, oh, you chose wrong there, sunshine. He had two choices. He chose he wanted to die. Right, now, so I'm doing quite a bit of turning. Sorry, my old instructor, I'm using one hand, but it's easier for me. Oh, there we go. I was closer to that than he was. He did speed up when he saw me, though, didn't he? Slowed down when he saw me and all. you go into there, lovely. That's what I like about that junction of the two bus stops. It just gives people that extra little bit of room, so you don't have to stop, they don't have to stop. It's a catastrophe when you stop one of these things fully freighted up a hill. Take some air. Right then. Now again, always watch out for cyclists suddenly appearing from places. There you go, no worries. Look at that, nobody in that lane. So when there's nobody in the lane, just be lazy. Make it easy, just be lazy. Because we're truckers. We're all lazy, aren't we? But, here we come. One of my all-time favourite junctions. This is where I turn the corner and there's roadworks there and I'm like, now what do I do? It'll fast change from being one of my favourite junctions to one of my hated junctions. Again, always check little kids there. Admittedly, she's got the pram in the right place, so if the kid does fall, it's in there. It's not going to suddenly dart out. But always pay attention to things like that, because you know young kids. If you've been a parent, even if you haven't been a parent, probably got nephews and what have you. You know young kids, they're not very stable. They don't have a huge amount of street smarts yet. One of those darts out in front of one of these, even if you're doing 5 miles an hour, that's catastrophic. That is catastrophic. That's a catastrophe right there. That's the word I was thinking of. But anyway, here we are. I can't show you because it will give away the company name, and you know I don't do that anymore. So, Hope you enjoyed that bit. Well, I don't know exactly what that showed you, but I aimed the camera, as you saw it in the reflection, but I aimed the camera at the mirror and did a reverse. Don't know if that's going to help anyone, but because obviously you're going to be looking at it that side of the window, staring at it, whereas from this angle everything's different because I'm at this kind of an angle, not that kind of an angle, so I don't know whether that's going to have helped, but there we go. That's just a standard reverse, virtually exactly the same as I did last time. Yeah, I hope that helped. So, has anybody been able to figure out what's missing? I'm not going to tell you. Right. It's not actually missing, it is in here. It's just... I want to see whether you can guess how you can tell this is a different unit to the one I had yesterday. Well, that's the end of the day. End of my week. I've got one day off. I should be in Tuesday, hopefully. Don't know at the moment. Sorry I was a bit, I don't know, out of it when I was at Wellingborough, but I just had certain things on my mind. And I don't know, I was just a bit... So I thought instead of ramble on, I might as well just stop and end my day when I get back. But anyway, it was a relatively simple run. If anybody is curious, I managed 10.2 miles a gallon today. I did speed up a little bit down the M1 just to get back, because like I said, it's my last day. I should only have one day off, so finish a little earlier than usual and get a bit of a longer time off, you know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. And I will most likely see you in the next one, which will be Tuesday. I'll probably upload just some sped up footage Monday. You know, just to keep the daily vlogs going, because I do have a little bit of footage I can speed up and do stuff like that with. I've got all the front gardening to do tomorrow, so woohoo! All the weeding and the cutting the grass. First time this year, so you can imagine it's a little bit naturalistic. But anyway, cheers for watching. I shall see you in the next one. Take care. I better do my paperwork and bugger off home.